Why do you keep losing jobs? No matter how hard you try, this question haunts millions. You polish your resume, nail the interview, start with enthusiasm, yet find yourself jobless again within months. It's a cycle that crushes your confidence and drains your bank account. But here's the brutal truth most career gurus won't tell you: the problem isn't your skills or work ethic. It's your blind spots. Let's rip off the band-aid and expose the real reasons you can't keep a job. 1. You're a cultural misfit, and you don't even know it. Every workplace has an unwritten code, the invisible rules that dictate how people interact, make decisions, and solve problems. You might be great at the technical aspects of your job, but if you're not fluent in this hidden language, you're doomed from day one. Think about it. Have you ever felt like an outsider at work, even when you're doing everything right? That's cultural misalignment in action. It's not about your qualifications. It's about how you fit into the ecosystem. Here's the kicker: most companies won't tell you this. They'll cite performance issues or not meeting expectations when they let you go. But often, it's because you're disrupting the delicate social balance they've cultivated. So, how do you crack this code? Start by becoming a cultural anthropologist in your workplace. Observe how successful colleagues navigate office politics. Who gets praised in meetings? What communication styles are rewarded? Adapt your approach accordingly, without losing your authenticity. 2. You're solving yesterday's problems with outdated tools. The world is changing at warp speed, but your skill set is stuck in the past. You might be working harder than ever, but if you're not working smarter, you're falling behind. Think of it this way: would you try to chop down a forest with a handsaw when everyone else is using chainsaws? That's what you're doing if you're not constantly upgrading your skills and embracing new technologies. Here's a harsh reality check: the skills that got you hired might not be the ones that keep you employed. Companies are looking for adaptable problem solvers who can navigate uncertainty. If you're still clinging to outdated methods or resisting new tools, you're painting a target on your back for the next round of layoffs. The solution: become a lifelong learner. Set aside time each week to explore emerging trends in your industry. Experiment with new software, even if it's not required for your current role. Be the person who brings fresh ideas to the table, not the one who says, "But we've always done it this way." 3. You're confusing activity with productivity. You're always busy, always the first one in and the last one out. But are you actually moving the needle on what matters? Many people lose jobs not because they're lazy, but because they're inefficient. Here's a hard truth: your boss doesn't care how many hours you work, they care about results. If you're spending all day on low-impact tasks, while neglecting the big-picture goals, you're setting yourself up for failure. This is especially true in today's remote work environment. Without the visual cues of an office, it's easy to fall into the trap of productivity theater, looking busy without actually accomplishing anything meaningful. The fix: ruthlessly prioritize. Start each day by identifying the one or the tasks that will have the biggest impact on your goals. Focus on those before anything else. Learn to say no to time wasters, even if they come from higher-ups. Quality always trumps quantity. 4. You're emotionally leaking all over the workplace. We're all human. We have bad days, personal struggles, and moments of frustration. But if you're constantly bringing that emotional baggage to work, you're poisoning your own well. Here's the uncomfortable reality: your coworkers and bosses are not your therapist. While a certain level of authenticity is important, oversharing or letting your emotions dictate your behavior can make others uncomfortable and erode trust. This doesn't mean you have to be a robot. It means developing emotional intelligence and learning to regulate your reactions. If you find yourself consistently snapping at colleagues, complaining about every assignment, or bringing personal drama to professional spaces, you're creating a negative atmosphere that others will want to escape. By escaping you. The solution: develop a self-care routine outside of work to process your emotions. Practice mindfulness to catch yourself before you react impulsively. And if you're going through a particularly tough time, consider talking to a professional rather than unloading on your coworkers. 5. You're a lone wolf in a pack animal world. Rugged individualism might be celebrated in movies, but in most workplaces, it's a fast track to the exit door. If you're not actively building alliances and contributing to team success, you're isolating yourself and making it easy for the company to cut you loose. Here's a bitter pill to swallow: your individual brilliance means little if you can't work well with others. Companies are increasingly organizing around cross-functional teams and collaborative projects. If you're the person who always insists on doing things your way or who can't play nice with others, You're a liability, not an asset. This doesn't mean you have to be best friends with everyone or compromise your standards. It means learning to navigate group dynamics, to give and receive feedback gracefully, and to celebrate collective wins as enthusiastically as personal ones. Start by looking for opportunities to support your colleagues' work, even if it's not directly related to your role. Volunteer for cross-departmental projects. And most importantly, learn to listen, really listen, to other perspectives. The ability to synthesize diverse viewpoints is a superpower in today's workplace. 6. You're allergic to feedback. Nobody likes criticism. But if you bristle at every suggestion for improvement or deflect blame onto others, you're shooting yourself in the foot. The ability to receive and act on feedback is crucial for career longevity. Here's the stark reality. Your perception of your performance is often wildly different from how others see you. If you're not actively seeking out feedback and using it to grow, you're operating in a dangerous bubble. This doesn't just apply to negative feedback. If you can't graciously accept praise or constructive suggestions, you're signaling that you're not a team player. You're also missing out on valuable opportunities to refine your skills and align your efforts with company goals. The fix? Rewire your brain to see feedback as a gift, not an attack. Actively seek it out, not just from your boss, but from peers and subordinates. When you receive criticism, resist the urge to defend yourself immediately. Instead, ask questions to understand the perspective fully. Then, create an action plan to address the issues raised. 7. You're invisible where it matters. In today's hyper-connected world, it's not enough to do good work quietly. If the right people don't know about your contributions, you might as well be invisible. And invisible employees are easy to let go when times get tough. This isn't about bragging or self-promotion in the traditional sense. It's about strategic visibility, ensuring that your efforts align with company priorities and that decision-makers are aware of your impact. Many hard-working people lose jobs because they assume their work will speak for itself. But in large organizations especially, your immediate boss might not be the one making decisions about your future. If you're not actively managing your reputation across the company, you're leaving your career to chance. Start by mapping out the key stakeholders in your organization, not just in your direct line of report, but in other departments that interact with your work. Find ways to showcase your contributions in company-wide meetings or newsletters. Volunteer for high-visibility projects that align with strategic goals. And don't be afraid to respectfully correct the record if your work is misattributed or overlooked. 8. You're stuck in a fixed mindset. The world is changing faster than ever, but your approach to work remains rigid. If you're not constantly evolving, you're actively regressing. A fixed mindset, the belief that your abilities and intelligence are static, is career kryptonite in today's dynamic workplace. Here's the tough truth. Your past successes don't guarantee future employment. If you're resting on your laurels or clinging to outdated ideas about your industry, you're setting yourself up for obsolescence. This mindset manifests in subtle ways, avoiding challenges because you're afraid of failure, feeling threatened by colleague success instead of inspired, dismissing new ideas because that's not how we do things. Each of these behaviors signals to your employer that you're not equipped for the challenges of tomorrow. The antidote: cultivate a growth mindset. Embrace challenges as opportunities to learn. Seek out tasks that stretch your abilities. View criticism as valuable data, not personal attacks. Celebrate your colleagues' wins as if they were your own. Remember, in a rapidly changing world, your ability to adapt and grow is your most valuable asset. 9. You're ignoring the political realities of your workplace. You might think office politics is beneath you, or that your work should speak for itself. But this naive view is costing you opportunities and potentially your job. Every workplace has its own power dynamics, and written rules, and competing agendas. Ignoring these realities doesn't make you noble, it makes you vulnerable. Here's the unvarnished truth: technical skills alone won't secure your position. Your ability to navigate the human element of your workplace is just as crucial. This doesn't mean engaging in Machiavellian scheming. It means understanding who the real decision makers are, what motivates them, and how to align your work with their priorities. Start by mapping out the informal power structures in your organization. Who has the ear of top leadership? Whose opinion carries weight in meetings? Build relationships with these key players, not in a manipulative way, but by genuinely seeking to understand their perspectives and goals. Learn to read between the lines in company communications. What's not being said? What problems is leadership really trying to solve? By understanding these subtexts, you can position your work to address the company's true needs, not just the stated ones. 10. You're neglecting your personal brand. In today's interconnected world, your reputation extends far beyond the walls of your current employer. If you're not actively managing your personal brand, you're leaving your career trajectory to chance. Here's a hard pill to swallow: your work history is just one piece of the puzzle. Potential employers and colleagues are Googling you, checking your social media, and forming opinions based on your digital footprint. If you're not controlling that narrative, someone else will. This isn't about creating a fake online persona. It's about thoughtfully curating your professional image and expertise. Are you sharing insights in your field? Engaging in industry discussions? Contributing to relevant communities? These activities not only make you more valuable to your current employer but also create a safety net if you do lose your job. Start by auditing your online presence. What comes up when you Google yourself? Is it an accurate reflection of your professional brand? Then, develop a strategy to share your expertise. This could be through LinkedIn posts, a professional blog, or contributing to industry publications. The goal is to position yourself as a thought leader in your field, not just another employee. Remember, your most valuable asset isn't your current job, it's your reputation and network. By cultivating a strong personal brand, you're creating opportunities that transcend any single employer. In conclusion, keeping a job in today's rapidly evolving workplace requires more than just showing up and doing the bare minimum. It demands a proactive approach to your career, a willingness to adapt and grow, and a keen understanding of the often unspoken rules that govern professional success. By addressing these blind spots head-on, you're not just increasing your chances of keeping your current job, you're setting yourself up for long-term career resilience. The workplace of tomorrow will reward those who are adaptable, emotionally intelligent, and constantly evolving. Are you ready to rise to that challenge? Remember, job security isn't about clinging to a single position. It's about making yourself indispensable in an ever-changing landscape. By embracing these brutal truths and taking action to address them, you're not just securing your current job, you're future-proofing your entire career.